Hi, this is MCQs 2 from Computer Science MCQs series. Now let's begin. And the question is, which functional dependency types are not present in the following dependencies? Here we can see that in the question we have three kind of dependencies. In the first relation, we can see that employee name is dependent on employee number, and salary is dependent on employee number, department number is dependent on employee number, and department name is also dependent on employee number. In other words, we can say that if we know the value of employee number, then we can know the employee name. Similarly, we can say that if we know the employment number, then we can know all these attributes values. And in another relation, here we can see that department name is dependent on department number, and in this relation we can see that department name is dependent on the employee number. Now the question is that which functional dependency is not present in the following dependencies? We want to know that here we can see that there are four mentioned dependencies, and we want to know that which of the dependency that mentioned here but not used here. Now let's see. Options are full functional dependency, partial functional dependency, transitive dependency, and both B and C. And the correct answer is partial functional dependency. Why the correct answer is correct answer? In case of full functional dependency, what happened? What is full functional dependency? Full functional dependency means that here we have key attribute and we have two non-key attributes, and we can see that non-key attribute depends on key attributes, and this dependency is the full functional dependency because employee name depends on employee ID and only on employee ID. Age depends on only employee ID. So this is full functional dependency. Duty shift dependent on duty shift ID. And what is partial functional dependency? Here we can see that R is dependent on Q and R is also dependent on P. This is called partial functional dependency because R is not fully functionally dependent on P, or not fully functionally dependent on Q, but R is partially dependent on P and R is partially dependent on Q. So this is partial functional dependency. And another dependency is transitive dependency. In transitive dependency, what happens, as you can see here, that if that country depends on city and city depends on registration number. So this kind of dependency is called transitive dependency because country depends on city and city is not such a strong kind of attribute because city also depends on registration number. So this kind of dependency is called transitive functional dependency. And now the question is that which kind of functional dependency is not present in the following dependencies? Here we can see that full functional dependencies exist. So A is not correct answer. Partial functional dependency. Here we can see that in these three relations there is no partial functional dependency exists. So the correct answer is partial functional dependency.